children. Today we shall start with a new chapter, chapter 5, Operation on Rational Numbers. Now, I have written a group of numbers. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and goes on. Can you tell me this belongs to which group of numbers? What do you call them? They are all called as natural numbers. Look at the second one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and goes on. They belong to which category? They belong to whole numbers. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and goes on. They belong to integers. Now all this you had already learned. Now look at the fourth set of group. Minus 1 upon 2, 0, 1 upon 2, 1, 3 upon 2 and goes on. They belong to which category? Are they natural numbers? No. Are they whole numbers? No. Are they integers? No. Why are they not integers? Because you can see some fractions in between. So what do you call this group of numbers? They are called as rational numbers. What do we call them as? We call them as rational numbers. Now, what are rational numbers? All the numbers which can be written in the form of a fraction. That is, in the numerator denominator form. For example, I have minus 1. I have 0. I have 1. Are they rational numbers then? What did I say just now? All those numbers which can be written in the form of a fraction. Can we write minus 1 in the form of a fraction? Surely, minus 1 can be written as minus 1 upon 1. Now, what is minus 1 upon 1? What is the answer? Anything divided by 1, answer will be the same. So, it is same as minus 1. Suppose I have 0. Can I write 0 in the form of a fraction? I can write 0 upon 1. Numerator is 0. Answer is 0. Can I write 1 in the form of a fraction? 1 can be written as 1 upon 1. Again, it is a rational number. So, any given number, whatever we have, we can write all the natural numbers or whole numbers, integers in the form of a fraction. Okay. Suppose I have 3. Is 3 a rational number? Can you write 3 in the form of a fraction? Of course, you can write it as 3 upon 1. You can also write it as 9 upon 3. 3 ones are 3. 3 threes. 3 upon 1 again is 3. So, any given number can be written in the form of a fraction are called as rational numbers. Number which can be written in the form of m upon n or numerator denominator form or if it's a fraction is called a rational numbers. All the natural numbers are rational numbers. All the whole numbers are rational numbers. All the integers are rational numbers. So, which is the biggest group of numbers? The biggest group of numbers is the rational group of numbers. That is the rational numbers. Now, are all the rational numbers natural numbers? Are all the rational numbers natural numbers? No. But all the natural numbers are rational numbers. And all the whole numbers rational numbers? Yes. But are all the rational numbers whole numbers? No. Because in the rational numbers we have minus 1 upon 2. They are not whole numbers. Okay. Suppose I am giving you some numbers. You tell me which category they can belong to. I have 10. Is 10 a natural number? Yes. Is 10 a whole number? Yes. Is 10 an integer? Yes. Is 10 a rational number? Yes. Suppose I have minus 10. Is minus 10 a natural number? No. Is it a whole number? No. Minus 10 is a integer and as well as a rational number. Suppose I have 0. Is 0 a natural number? No. But 0 is a whole number, 0 is an integer, 0 is a rational number. Suppose I have minus 3 upon 2. Is it a natural natural number? No. Is it a whole number? No. Is it an integer? No. It is a rational number. So I suppose this is clear to everyone. What are rational numbers? Rational numbers are the biggest group of numbers. Okay. And they contain even the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers. Okay. Now, what are rational number? What is the condition to be a rational number? The condition is a number which can be written in the form of a fraction or m upon n, where n is not equal to 0. Now, I told you, suppose I have 0 upon 1. What is the answer of 0 upon 1? This is the numerator, this is the denominator. Numerator is 0, answer is 0. Okay. Suppose I have 1 upon 0. Now where is the 0? 0 is in the denominator. Can the denominator be 0? We have not yet found the answer. There is no answer to it. So if denominator is 0, we have to write as the answer cannot be defined. There is no answer found if denominator is 0. That is why when we say a rational number has to be in the form of m upon n, but where n cannot be equal to 0. Because when equal to 0, we have not found the answer. So that should be the next point that you are writing in your notebook. The last page, add to the points over there. If 0 is in the numerator, the answer is 0. If 0 is in the denominator, the answer cannot be found. I repeat, if 0 is in the numerator, the answer is 0. If 0 is in the denominator, the answer cannot be found. Now, we have to learn the operations on rational numbers. Which operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So, let us look at it. Okay, look at question number 1. 5 upon 7 plus 3 upon 4. Now I have to add these fractions. How do I add these fractions? Which are the numbers? 5 upon 7 plus 3 upon 4. Are they rational numbers? Yes, they are rational numbers. Okay. Now, the first step for addition as well as subtraction is make the denominator equal. Means you have to find the LCM of the denominator. That is the first step. Please remember, in addition and subtraction, the first step is to find the LCM of the denominator. That is to find a common multiple of both the given denominators. Now, LCM you have already learned how to find it. When you look at it, you can see that 7 is a prime number. So, what will be the LCM? The LCM, if you have a prime number in the denominator, then to find the LCM, you just multiply both the denominators. Okay, if one of the number or both the numbers are prime numbers, then just multiply the denominators and that will be your LCM. So when you multiply over here, what do you get? 7 4s are 28. Now you will consider this as a common denominator. Now, you have converted that 7 into 28. With what did you multiply 7 to get 28? You multiplied by 4. So, this numerator also you have to multiply by 4. Please remember, since we have converted the denominator into 28, you have to also convert the numerator also, that multiply with the same number. With whatever number you multiply the denominator, you have to multiply the numerator also with the same number. So, 4 5s are 20 plus, what did you multiply here with 4 to get 28? 7. So, you have to multiply 3 also with 7. So, you get 3 7s are 21. So, what is the answer over here? 20 plus 21? 41 upon 28. This is the answer, 41 upon 28. Whenever we write a fraction, check out and see is there anything common. You have to always write the fraction in the reduced form. Okay. Look at the next question. We have 5 upon 36 plus 6 upon 42. What is the first step? Find the LCM of the denominators. Okay. Now, if you look at it, I said whenever we have a fraction, we also have to write it in the reduced form. You can see there is something common as 6 and 42. So you can write this as 5 upon 36 plus 1 6 is 6, and how many times 6 in 42? 7. So we can convert this as 1 upon 7. Okay, so you have in the denominator 36 and 7. Again 7 is a prime number. So what you have to do, you have to multiply 36 into 7 to get the LCM. So when you multiply, what will you get over here? The LCM 36 into 7, you will get it as 252. Okay. Now, you have multiplied 36 to 7 to get 252. So the numerator also has to be multiplied by 7. 7 5s are 35 plus you have multiplied 7 into 36. So this numerator also has to be multiplied by this denominator. So what will you get over there? 1 into 36 is 36. That is equal to, add these two, we will get it as 71 upon 252. Okay. Now we will go for question number 3. Look at question number 3. What type of a fraction it is? It is a mixed fraction. So you have to write it in the form of an improper fraction. How do you do that? Multiply this with the denominator. 1 3 is 3 plus add the numerator. So 3 ones are 3 plus 2, 5 upon 3 plus. Similarly convert this also. Multiply the denominator with this number. So 2 5s are 10 plus 4. That will be 14 upon 5. Now what are the denominators? 3 and 5. Now what is our step? Find the LCM. And you know that both are prime numbers. So what is how do we get the LCM? Multiply both the denominators. 3 5s are 15. Now you have multiplied this 3 with 5. So multiply 5 also with 5. You will get 25 plus. You have multiplied 5 with 3. So you multiply 14 also with 3. So how much you will get? 42. Okay. So what is the answer over here? 5 plus 2 is 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. 67 upon 15. Check if anything is common. If anything is common, you have to reduce it to the lowest form. Okay. Now look at the next one. Next is subtraction. I said the rule is same for addition and subtraction. First find the LCM. Okay. Then you continue whether if it is addition, add, if it is subtraction, subtract. Now 36 and 40. Now you can see in this there is something common. So you can again reduce it. 13 upon 36 minus 2 ones and this is 20. So you will get 1 upon 20. Okay. Now how do we get the LCM of it? 36 and 20. By looking at it, you know they are not prime numbers. So there is something common. So we have to find the LCM. I know that all of you know how to find the LCM. 36 and 20. What will you take? 2. How many times? 18 and 10. How many times 2 goes over here? 9 and 5. Okay. Is anything common now? No. So we will multiply all these. 2 2s are 4. 4 into 5. 20. 20 into 9. So you will get the LCM as 180. That will be your LCM. What is the LCM? LCM is 180. So here, whenever you see they are not prime numbers, if both are even numbers, then there may be something common. Therefore, you have to calculate the LCM like this. Okay. If it is an odd and even number, then again you have to check whether the 3 or the 5 are the common factors over there. Accordingly, you have to find the LCM. Find the LCM. Now, with what will you multiply 36 to get 180? 36 to 180. With what will you multiply? You know that this is 6 and your unit place is 0, isn't it? So you check in 6 table where 0 comes in the unit place. Where it is coming? You multiply by 5. 5 6 are 30. 0 is written over here. 3 is remaining. 5 3s are 15 plus 3 180. So you multiply 5 over here to get 180. So you multiply 5 with 13 also. So what will you get? 65, okay, minus, with what did you multiply 20 to get 180? You have multiplied here with 9. So you have to multiply 36. Sorry, you have to multiply 1 also with 9. Okay. Remember one thing. Whatever we have done over here, finding LCM, you know these are prime numbers. We just multiplied both the numbers. So you got 50. You multiplied 3 with 5. So numerator also multiplied by 5. Here you multiply the denominator by 3. Therefore this numerator also is multiplied by 3. Now look here. Here you have 36 and 20, but our LCM is 180. I did not multiply 36 with 20 to get 180. I have multiplied 36 with 5 to get 180. So I multiplied this numerator also with 5. Okay. Now with what did I multiply 20 to get 180? I have multiplied with 9. So this numerator also I have to multiply with 9. So 9 ones are 9. So you minus it and you will get the answer over here. So 65 minus 9 upon 180. So you calculate this value and you will be getting the answer. Okay. Please remember, once you find LCM, this is your LCM, that is 180. Check with what did you multiply this denominator to get the LCM. With the same number you multiply the numerator also. Okay. Look at question number 5. In question number 5, it is in the form of a mixed fraction. So you convert into improper fraction. Multiply the denominator with this 3 plus 2. You will get 5 upon 3 minus 3 6 are 18 plus 5 23 upon 6. Okay. First convert it into a mixed fraction. Sorry, mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Now, you look at these denominators over here. Now, what is the next step to find LCM? When we were learning LCM, we have said that if one of the number comes in the table of the other, or the multiple of the other, then largest number is the LCM. Okay, so which is the largest number over here? You know that 6 comes in 3's table. So which is the largest number? 6. So the LCM will be 6. Now, with what do you multiply 3 to get 6? You have multiplied 2. So you multiply 5 also with 2. So 2 5s are 10. Minus. The LCM is the denominator is same as this. So the numerator also will be same. Okay. Now, this is a small number. This is a bigger number. When the signs are different, subtract the number. When you subtract, what do you get? 13. Put the sign of the greater number. What is the sign of the greater number? Minus. You will get minus 13 upon 6. So I repeat the steps. What are the steps? In addition and subtraction, first find the LCM. That is a common denominator. Now there are two tips over here. One, if the denominators are prime numbers, just multiply. Even if one of them is a prime number, just multiply the denominators. That will be the LCM. If one of the number comes in the table of the other, then the largest number will be the LCM. Once you have found the LCM, then you check with what you multiply the denominator to get that number. The same number you have to multiply the numerator also. Okay. If it is addition, add them. If it is a subtraction, subtract. And then write the final answer. Whenever we write a fraction, we always write it in the reduced form. That is the lowest form. Take practice set 32. Practice set 32. Question number 1 and question number 2. Carry out the following additions of rational numbers. Carry out the following subtractions involving rational numbers. Some of these questions only I have solved it on the board. So the remaining ones, please do it. Okay. So you stop the video now. Please complete the remaining from the practice set 22. Please do it by yourself because you should know how to add and subtract. This is what you have already learned in the lower classes. This is just a revision. Okay. Please learn it. Okay. Okay. Now we shall look at multiplication. When we multiply two rational numbers, multiply two fractions, Very simple. Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Unlike addition and subtraction, where we have to find the LCM first and then solve, here directly multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. First fraction 3 upon 11. So what did I say? Multiply the numerators. What are the numerators over here? 3 into 2 upon. Multiply the denominators. 11 into 5. You can see I have taken into as a one numerator, that is 3 into 2 upon 11 into 5 as one denominator. Now what is the answer? 3 2s are 6 upon 11 into 5, 55. This is the answer. It is very simple. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. Look at the next one over here. Multiply the numerators. 12 into 4 upon, I have converted into as a one numerator, 5 into 50. What is the answer? Multiply the numerators. 12 into 4, 48 upon 5 into 15, 75. Okay, so what are you getting? 48 upon 75. Now there is something common over here. Can you tell me what is common? There is something common in 48 and 75. I want you to find out what is common in 48 and 75 and then reduce to the lowest form over there. Okay? Answers are always written in the lowest form. Look at the next question. Minus 8 upon 9 multiplied by 3 upon 4. Now, we have learned that in multiplication and division, if the signs are different, then the answer is negative. Now look at it. This is a multiplication. Signs are different. This is minus, this is plus. So the answer is negative. So first only put that answer. Okay. Now we multiply 8 into 3. Multiply the numerator and multiply the denominators. Okay. So what will you get over here? 3 8s are 24 but minus upon 9 4s are 36. Again, there is something common in 24 and 36. Find out what is common in 24 and 36. Reduce to the lowest form and then you will be writing the answer over here. Answer will be always minus. Why the answer is minus? Because one of the number is negative. So the answer will be negative. Okay. Only thing you find out now what is common, reduce to the lowest form. Look at the question number 4. 0 upon 6 multiplied by 3 upon 4. Any number, okay, first and foremost, what do we say in multiplication? Multiply the numerator. 0 into 3 upon 6 into 4. Multiply the denominator. Any number multiplied by 0 is always 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is always 0. So 0 upon 6 4s are 24. Now you have 0 upon 24. Just now I gave you one point over there. If numerator is 0, answer is 0. You can see the numerator is 0. So therefore the answer will also be equal to 0. This is multiplication. Multiplication is much easier compared to addition and subtraction. Multiplication, multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Reduce to the lowest form. The answer should always be in the lowest form. Okay. Now, what about division? Before going for division, you have all learned something about multiplicative inverse. Suppose I have 1 upon 3. What will be the multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 3? Now what do you understand by multiplicative inverse? That is, with which number I multiply this to get the answer as 1. That is the meaning of multiplicative inverse. Means you should have a number multiplied with this and the answer should be 1. Therefore this number will be called as a multiplicative inverse. Can you tell me which will that multiplicative inverse be? It's very easy to find. Just write the upside down or reciprocal of it. That is 3 upon 1. Multiply the numerators 1 into 3 upon multiply the denominators 3 into 1. 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3. When you get what is the answer? 1. So what was the multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 3? 3 upon 1. Can you tell me what will be the multiplicative inverse of minus 2 upon 6? I am asking about multiplicative inverse. So it is not equal to. Okay, they are not equal to. The multiplicative inverse of minus 2 upon 6. Say write the reciprocal. That is, the denominator should be written as numerator. Numerator should be written as denominator. So what is your denominator over here? 6. That will become the numerator. What is your numerator over here? 2. So that will become the denominator. Sign will be same. Sign do not change. Okay. Check out and see. Minus 2 upon 6 multiplied by 2 upon 6. Sorry. It will be 6 upon 2. Okay. Minus. Multiply. Minus 2 into minus 6 upon 6 into 2. When the signs are same, answer is positive. 2 6 are 12 upon 12. What is the answer? 1. So what was the multiplicative inverse of minus 2 upon 6? It is minus 6 upon 2. Is it clear to you? How do we get the multiplicative inverse? Write the reciprocal. What do you mean by reciprocal? Denominator write as numerator, numerator write as denominator. Sign remains the same. If it is positive, it will remain as positive only. If it is negative, it will remain as negative only. Okay. Suppose I have a number minus 5. What is the multiplicative inverse of minus 5? What is the multiplicative inverse of minus 5? He said that write the reciprocal. Now, what is the denominator? If nothing is written, denominator is 1. Okay. So, that 1 will go in the numerator. So, you will have 1 upon 5. Sign is the same. What will be the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 5? The reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 5 will be 1 upon 5. Okay. How do we get the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse? Write the denominator as numerator and numerator as denominator. Is it clear to you? Suppose you have understood. Suppose you have a question 1 upon 6. What is the reciprocal of it or multiplicative inverse? It is 6 upon 1. But you call 6 upon 1 as 6. Same. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6? It will be 1 upon 6. What will be the multiplicative inverse of 1? With what will you multiply 1 to get 1? It will be 1. What will be the multiplicative inverse of minus 1? Multiplicative inverse of minus 1 will be minus 1. Because minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 gives us 1. Okay. So this is how you find multiplicative inverse. Take practice set 22. Question number 4. Write the multiplicative inverse. Sign remains the same. If it is minus, answer also will be minus. If it is positive, answer also will be positive. Okay. Only thing, write it in the denominator become numerator, numerator become denominator. Look at sub question 5. You have minus 7, 1 upon 3. So first you have to convert into an improper fraction and then solve it. Okay. Now let us look at division of rational numbers. It is also very simple. Okay. In the first step, there are 2 steps over here. Okay. In the first step, write the first number as it is. Write the first fraction as it is. Then change the operation. Put this division into multiplication and then write the reciprocal of the second one. I repeat, this is the first step. In first step, write the first number as it is, change the division sign into multiplication and write the reciprocal of the second number. What is the reciprocal of the second one? 1 upon 5 reciprocal will be 5 upon 1. Now it is multiplication. You know how to do the multiplication? Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So you have 2 into 5 upon 3 into 1. Find out the answer over there. So the first step is very important in division. What is the first step? Write the first number as it is. Change the division sign into multiplication. Write the reciprocal of the second number. Look at second question. What did I say the first step? Write the first number as it is. 7 upon 8. Change the division sign into multiplication. Write the reciprocal of the second number. What is the reciprocal of 3 upon 6? 6 upon 3. Sign remain the same. Now multiply. Multiply the numerators. Minus 7 into minus 6 upon 8 into 3. If both our signs are same, then the answer is positive. So minus and minus, answer will be positive. 7 6 are 42 upon 3 8s are 24. There is something common in that. Remove what is common, reduce to the lowest form. Okay. Now look at the next one. Steps is same. Write the first number as it is. Change the division sign into multiplication. Write the reciprocal of the number, second number, that is 5 upon 2. Multiply the numerators. What is the numerators over here? 5 into 5 upon. Multiply the denominators. Here you can see nothing is in the denominator, means there is always 1. You can write 1 into 2. 5 5s are 2. Look at the next one. It is given in the form of a mixed fraction. So convert it first. 2 5s are 10 plus 1, 11 upon 5 divided by 5 6 are 30 plus 3, 33 upon 6. Now look at our first step. Write the first number as it is. 11 upon 5. Change division into multiplication. Write the reciprocal. That is 6 upon 33. Then multiply the numerators. 11 into 6 upon. Multiply the denominators. 5 into 33. Find out the answer. Look at the next question. Write the first number as it is. Minus 10 upon 11. Change the division sign into multiplication. Write the reciprocal of the next. Reciprocal sign remains the same. So what is the reciprocal of it? 10 upon 11 minus. Okay. Now multiply the numerators. Minus 10 into minus 10 upon 11 into 11. When the signs are same, answer is positive. So 10 into 10. Okay. You find out the answer. Upon 11 into 11, you write the answer. Is it clear to you? In multiplication, multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. And in division, the first step, write the first number as it is. Change the division sign into multiplication. Write the reciprocal of the second number. And carry out as usual multiplication. Here's few questions remaining in the practice set 22, question number 5. Remaining I have done over here. Some are remaining over here. Please complete it. Okay. So we have learned addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now all of you know how to write a rational number, how to write a fraction. So I want you to take three fractions, okay, and do the same operation on all three. For example, you take the first fraction as 5 upon 11 and the second fraction as 3 upon 8. You have got two fractions over here. I want you to do the addition. I want you to do the subtraction. I want you to do the multiplication and division. All four operation on the same set of rational numbers. Like this, I want you to take any three set of rational numbers and do the operations on it. So that you will become thorough with whatever you are learning now. Okay. So we shall see in the next class.